Yes, people. We are back live. We are back live with a stacked lineup for another edition of the
Yes,
ManDem United
I'm
podcast.
back live. We are back.
Live on the Sarcasm City TV, YouTube, the ManDem United podcast, the podcast dedicated to all things Manchester United. And I'm joined by Eddie and I'm joined by Ivorian people. So the two ManDem United co-hosts were all on one show. So we'll start with my brother from the West Coast. Eddie, what are you telling me?
I'm loving it, man. My apologies for acting like I haven't done one of these before and having my YouTube rolling in the background. Won't
It's
happen.
calm. I ain't gonna lie. I thought it was me, fam. I thought it was me. I ain't gonna lie. I had to double check. I thought it was me. But it's cool.
I'm trying to get the views and all that shit up, but no, it's cool, man. Got the dub. Now I'm here with the homies, man. It's a good day so far, man. It's a good
Yeah,
day
man,
so far.
100%. And joined by Ivorian as well. Ivorian, what you telling me? You blessed?
Yes, I'm blessed, guys. Big up to everyone that's tuning in as well today, man. Again, we're back at it again. Again, the three amigos are here, bro. That's what I gotta say. I'm looking forward as well, man. To talk about this club, you know. I'm glad we're not talking about the game beforehand and we're looking at yesterday again because
what game?
Hella stressful.
What
Men
game?
in Black.
Facts, yo. I was so happy. Yeah, there was no Tuesday edition of the show. I'm so happy. You know what I'm saying? The YouTube content creator gods blessed us with European football that caused us not. So that's why we didn't do the episode on Tuesday, people, me and Ivorian, because it was Champions League, Europa League. If there wasn't, we would have done the show. But you know, there wasn't. I mean, there was European football, so that's why you didn't get a show. But like I said, I'm in the building. Eddie's here, Ivorian's here. Please make sure you get the likes up, whether you're watching this live right now or watching this back. Get the likes up, share this across all the socials, and subscribe to the channel, Sarcasm City TV as well. It is road to 5K, people. Road to 5K. So make sure you hit that notification bell if you are new. And please keep all your comments and questions Manchester United related, people. We do have a lot to talk about. Obviously, Manchester United just won away against Omonia in the Europa League 3-2. We have Everton coming up on Sunday, the Manchester derby that we just mentioned as well. So we'll start with you, Eddie. We'll start with you. We'll start with yesterday's game. So Omonia 3-2. To me, the scoreline didn't reflect the game. That's why I don't understand all the overreaction. But one thing I'm learning as a Manchester United fan is the overreaction you get from our fan base from social media. So whether it's content creators, whether it's YouTube comments, whether it's social media, I've noticed that because there's no way that was a 3-2 game to me. Same way when we played City, it wasn't a 6-3 game. It wasn't a 6-3 game, and that looks like it's slightly competitive, and it wasn't. And it's the same as yesterday. But you know how it is, isn't it? People gonna overreact. But yeah, your thoughts on the game yesterday?
Well, to your point on overreacting, hey man, when you got it like we got it, they gonna go the way they go. Like I'm so because we like even when we're not doing what we're supposed to be doing, because we're so big and because everybody wants to have an opinion on Manchester United, those opinions that don't make no goddamn sense are always gonna creep up and get celebrated. Like I can't let it bother me. I used to. I think you kind of helped me out with this because on countless occasions I've been coming back in here. I'll be like, what the hell are these people talking about? They like now they're gonna do what they do. They're gonna do what they do. Yeah. So I've gotten to that point, and to the game, yeah, it was just professional. I think what stood out to me was just the quality of certain guys was apparent because of who we were playing. Anthony didn't score a goal, but to see how he was striking fear in their hearts was great to see. Like he dominated that whole right side, just doing what he wanted to do, like it was practice. I'll keep on the good track. I won't get into somebody's favorite striker, but we'll leave that.
You know what, Eddie? If you don't discuss it, I know Ivorian gonna mention it.
Yeah. Someone's gonna mention it.
Someone's gonna mention it. I'm at the point. I'll give my thoughts on it, but like I'm at the point where it's like, to me, it's just sad to see. Like I'm beyond criticizing, man. Like that's where I'm at. Like I'm beyond criticism. Like I'm just at the point where I don't want to see you anymore. Not only for the team's sake, for your sake. Like I don't want to see you go out like this. But go on, carry on.
And so from him, to Rashford showing up, and like it's so funny because this was the sequence. I swear to God, in my head, it was like the first goal that Rashford scored. When he brought the ball down, I was like, "That's a dead fucking touch," and then he just blasted it into the bottom court. I'm just like, "Okay, we'll live, we'll take it, we'll keep it moving, we'll keep it pushing." And I think he came on 2 goals, like
you got 2 goals and an assist.
And I think and then to Anthony Martial, man, we like again, shout out to Meek Mill. We used to pray for times like this. Where we could just see my dog just go out here, Sebo, Joe Cool, hit a little, just beautiful goal. It's really set the tone for us the second half. So to those 3 I mentioned, like I would have no problem with that being our front 3 going into the Everton game, which I know we'll speak about later.
Yeah.
And then to the unfortunates.
I can't do the unfortunates.
I'll tell you what. I would tell you what, man. I ain't doing it. I seen when people posted on Twitter about how they was trying so hard to get my dog a goal.
Oh, trying to get Ronaldo a goal, like he a Make-A-Wish kid. Yeah.
I never followed. You know that's my thing. Some of these players are Make-A-Wish players. I never thought it'd come to this.
Facts.
CR 37 BC AD, whatever you want to call it, is out here looking like a Make-A-Wish kid. I think it was the low pass. You see the low pass. Y'all saw the low pass. He moved the keeper out the way.
Yeah. When he hit a post, you're talking about. Yeah.
Out the way, put it on a plate in an open goal.
Dude.
And my man found a way to hit the crossbar. I said, listen, man. Hey, man. Every dog has his day. And
man.
Today is his day. So to him, we move. We understand what it is, man. We move. And I haven't said this in a while. And I'll end with this, man. Cancel Bruno. I'll leave it at that. Cancel Bruno.
we can't talk about
Bruno. We're gonna say it. Cancel Bruno.
I'm sure when it comes, you mentioned already the front 3 we probably want to see against Everton. And when we get into that segment of previewing for the Everton game, I'm sure that will get mentioned as well. But Ivorian, your thoughts on the game yesterday. So Omonia 2, Manchester United 3.
First of all, it's Pneumonia 2, Manchester United 3. That name still gets to me, bro. It's been getting to me. And the funny thing that Manchester United caught pneumonia in the first 45 minutes, you know. We did cook him. Yeah, technically caught the pneumonia in the first 45 minutes. Do you know what, guys? Yeah. One thing I have to say is that I'm slightly worried when Manchester United make the changes into their starting 11. And the funny thing that was a strong Manchester United team, a strong defense. The number 1 goalkeeper playing in goalkeeper in keep with Casemiro 5 times, in the word of Booker T, 5 times Champions League winner, 5-time guys, with Eriksen in midfield and Bruno Fernandes with Anthony Sancho, who had a poor game, and Ronaldo again, the forever aging Ronaldo up front. And for us to play like that in the first 45 minutes, where we did have some chances in the opening minutes of the game, where Anthony was unselfishly tried to square it to Bruno Fernandes. Fernandes never been able to read that pass and missed it, where he should have just taken it up for himself. But after that, the mistake that Jadon Sancho made to Malacia, for Malacia to lose the ball, which I had a problem with, because for Sancho, as all he's been doing recently, he's been playing it safe, Sometimes I ask myself, are you a condom out here cutting inside and out and passing it safe? What are you looking for protection? Oh my God. No, but it's true though. Why all the time take on the player? Stop playing safe. You are not Durex. You're not a ManDem. You're Jadon Sancho.
Are you a condom? Why are you always playing it safe?
He has. I'm gonna let you get your laughs out.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
It is what it is, guys. You know what it is.
You playing his face, you trying to cut it out. What you doing
Are
here?
you a
No, yeah, with that mistake, guys, yeah. That mistake, Malasha. Once Manchester United conceded the first goal, I was fuming because I never expected that against Pneumonia. Yeah, and from when we conceded a goal, Manchester United showed nothing at all in the first 45 minutes. And that second half was thinking, these guys, we're out here sitting here paying high energy bills, yeah, and not even getting high energy performance from these guys, wasting our energy bills watching these guys. And the second half, I was thinking, you better turn up. Second half was slightly better, whereas the equalizer came. And absolutely right, Eddie. That touch from Marcus Rashford was horrible, but to convert that into a goal is what was needed. And I was screaming and shouting that Manchester United need energy in the midfield and up front. Bring on Marcus Rashford, bring on Martial. And I don't usually say this, you know. I don't really say bring on Rashford and bring on Martial because, you know, I lost hope with them last season and the season before that. So I was like thinking this team needs the energy of Martial because when Man United made those changes with Casemiro, Ronaldo, the intensity, guys, the passion, the desire just died down, you know. And we keep saying it, but we need it sometimes. It's with Rashford scoring and equalizing, and then my guy Martial coming on. This guy's on fire, by the way, guys. You know, 2 goals on the weekend, and the assist against Liverpool, the assist again. The goal against Pneumonia, brilliant from him. You know, it just shows. And Marcus Rashford as well with the assist, of bringing us the flashback of Dwight York and Andy Cole, which was nice to see. And then there's the Make-A-Wish Foundation trying to help Ronaldo trying to get a goal in. This guy's finished. He's finished. He's finished, guys. Let's just accept it.
He is.
He's finished.
He's done. You're right. You're spot on. To the point
one
where
thing I have to say, guys, is I don't trust this team. I don't trust our defense sometimes when we make these changes, especially when we brought on Casemiro and when we brought on Ronaldo. The whole intensity changed. There's not that much desire to just dominate or control the game. Or when we thought we was controlling the game, we conceded goals. And that's one thing that Manchester United need to work on. And sometimes I feel sorry for Ten Hag. He probably sits there on that sideline thinking, when we conceded the first goal, this team is shit. This team is shit. But big up to Rashford for scoring the second goal to make it 3-2. But we shouldn't be conceding so easily like that to make it 3-2. Honestly speaking, and again, back to Bruno Fernandes. Yeah, I've had enough of this guy. This guy's a liar. He's a fraud. You know, this is the same guy that said on the plane, coming back from Australia, when Anthony Martial said, but he didn't give me any assists. And my man said, I'm banking it for the league. This was the Europa League. Where's the assist? Where's the goals? Where's the assist and the goals that you was meant to promise, that you promised to Anthony Martial, especially in the league? This guy's been poor throughout. Ericsson has been excellent. I think Ericsson himself should move to his position and bring in Casemiro and bring in Fred in the midfield or something like that to make some changes because Bruno, I don't know. I don't know what's going on with him. I don't know what's happened. I don't know if it's the pay rise that made him stop trying because these days, whenever someone's getting a pay rise, a big money, they stop performing for the likes of Aubameyang. Look at Mohamed Salah and look at Bruno Fernandes. Just not performing to his best. Just spamming the balls. And again, I keep asking Fernandes, do you think this is an email account where you can just throw spams in? This is not an email account, bro. This ain't Gmail. This ain't Hotmail. This ain't Yahoo. This ain't anything, bro. This is a football team, bro. Stop spamming it. Because at the end of the day, spams end in the bin. And that's what Bruno's been doing. Spams do end in trash. And then, like a guy, sometimes I'm just frustrated watching Manchester United play, you know. And we're in October. There is no more excuses of players lacking match fitness and all that kind of stuff and trying to build up their match sharpness, trying to understand the philosophy. We're in October. Like we've gone past that preseason phase of the opening of the season as well. This is the moment where I'm expect to see the Eric Ten Hag football. Despite the lack of players that he wanted or not being there, you know, I'm expecting to see some pressing, you know. Guys, I'll ask you the question. Ever since the start of the season, have we seen the pressing that we're supposed to see in that midfield? The control of game, we haven't, and it concerns me. And I feel sorry for our manager that he has to deal with these players.
Yeah, because I think Ten Hag still, obviously all games are different, and I think Ten Hag's still trying to figure out like what exactly his best midfield is, what his best team is on a game by game basis. Because I didn't have much issue at all with the performance like that. Yeah, the 2 defensive errors were bad, but like those things are gonna happen in games where you have, and not often do you make 2 defensive errors and a team capitalize, because minus there was the 2 goals they scored, there was the chance where they clipped it over the top. And I can't remember, the Omonia player tried to lob De Gea, but he chipped the ball right into his hands. Other than that, they offered nothing going forward from a defensive standpoint. We've already spoke on Ronaldo there. We created so much. That should have been 6 or 7. We scored 3 goals. You've got the Anthony chance where he tried to square it back to Bruno. That's 4. Ronaldo had the left-footed shot. You could argue he should score. The one where he hit the post when Dalot played it to him. That's 6 right there. That's 6. The one where Bruno tried to lob the goalkeeper. That's 7. So we're talking multiple chances. Like I say, if Manchester United play like that, dominate the ball, have 66% possession, have 27 shots, I will take that. If that was us going forward and someone's like, these are going to be the numbers moving forward, and obviously they won't be, you're going to win most games. Like I said, that we played a 5, 6, 7, 8-2 game. It's just that we missed a lot of chances, more so Cristiano Ronaldo. But I liked what I seen. That's why I didn't understand the crazy overreaction, because like I was just saying, I'm not sure if you heard me, Ivorian. I said that wasn't a 3-2 game. The same way when we played Manchester City, that wasn't a 6-3 game. But the scoreline does not every time does the scoreline reflect how the game went. 3-2 makes it look like it was close. Never once during that game was I concerned. Even when we went 1-0 down, I'm like, we have enough players on, we have enough quality on the pitch, and we have enough quality off the bench. We're playing Omonia, people. I was saying this yesterday on Stats, Facts, and Vibes with Bainesy. It seems every time we play a team, our fans and rival fans, I get it from. I understand rival fans, but it seems our fans always hyping up the other team. Like we're playing prime Real Madrid every single time. I was saying
this. What it is? You know what it is, man?
Go on.
We still shell-shocked. We still shell-shocked. Like, how many weeks did we come watch this team have every other team play the game of their life when they saw us? For some reason, like it could have been the scrubbiest of the scrubs and the highest thing you even for example, we made Atletico Madrid look attacking wise adequate. Like I've never forgiven them for that shit. Like we made a Diego Simeone team look like they knew what they were doing when they were attacking. That was this last year, man. And so I think that's it. But to your point, I'm with you with regards to the score line did not indicate what the game actually was. But to Ivorian's point, it was only that way because we weren't ruthless enough.
Yeah, facts.
If we were ruthless, we're not having this conversation. But because again, it has to be stated, a bunch of these players, I guess, have prayed at the altar of Cristiano. So whenever he appears on the pitch, it's total deference. It's always giving. It's always praise be to thee, Ronaldo. I think like if they, like we've talked about, I think it was Dalot too. Dalot, you just came from playing with Portugal, scoring a brace in one of the last games we saw you play for them. So we know you can score goals. But then you want to give it to Ronaldo.
But that being said, Dalot actually did made the right decision because it was an open goal for Ronaldo. Ronaldo should score that. I have no issue like with that one with Dalot. If he shoots, I'm gonna say, yo, why didn't you play it to Ronaldo? Not just because it's for any player that's in that position. If you can square it and it was the correct thing to do, Ronaldo had the whole goal to hit. He had one man on the line, which wasn't the goalkeeper. There was one defender on the line. Ronaldo could just take a touch, open his body, but he missed.
Yeah, he missed.
You know that's on Ronaldo. I can't even blame Dalot for that.
No, yeah, I hear that. I think for me, it's like because we've been watching the game, right? How it's been developing. It's just he's not having it today. I'd rather they just be more cutthroat and assertive. Yeah, I think that. But to your point, like the right football play, like of course you pass to the open man. Hopefully he can take care of the job. But
you should.
Yeah, it's and that's the other thing too. Like I have a hard time judging this team's performance when Ronaldo is playing because he is just not that guy anymore. I think it's clear, it's apparent for people who actually live in reality. You know, for those who want to hold on to the dream, want to hold on to the pillows that they got of this guy, like it's not going to change for them, and I understand that. So I'm not going to press on about that, but I think we have enough evidence, enough confirmation to understand like he might be good for a 15-minute spell, 25-minute spell, super sub off the bench at the most. But to think that we can have him playing the entire 90 and give us something meaningful, yeah, I think we're past those days.
Absolutely, bro. Because I don't see it happening, man. You guys see the difference when Ronaldo plays up front and Martial plays up front. You know, there's free flowing football happening when you see Rashford, Martial, and Sancho or an Anthony in the front three. They give more, and we look more dangerous as well. But with Ronaldo, he slows everything down. Like, as much as people love him, I keep saying this before, like he's a GOAT. Let's give him his praises to Ronaldo, if you want to say that. Lick his bum if you want. For those who love him, spit. But there's time for you to spit his dick out your mouth now, bro. He's done. Just spit it out, bro. Spit it out and stop sucking in it, bro. Because he's finished. He's finished.
This guy
he's finished. No, Ronaldo's finished, guys.
Nah, he is. Finished. He is. I agree with that to the point where, like I said, I don't criticize him I stopped criticizing him from like when I seen him at the start of the season because I'm like, he just don't have the ability anymore. But one thing I did say was, and this is before we started the Europa League campaign, I thought he could make an impact. And I'll never forget watching that Sociedad game, and I tweeted this out. And I said, I'm not even being critical of Ronaldo. He's more finished than I thought he was, because I thought he could make an impact in this competition. It's now at the point, and I stated it, I don't want to see him start in the Europa League games anymore. I don't want to see him start. That doesn't mean he can't be effective, because he should have bagged yesterday, 110%. Will he start against Omonia in the home game on next Thursday? Absolutely he will. Will he score? Probably yes. But it's at the point where I'd rather see a youngster up there, because why not give that valuable experience to a youngster? But back to the actual game itself, if our biggest problem is not being ruthless enough, I'll take that. Yeah. Because we haven't had that issue. I always say that if you're creating chances and missing, that's better than not creating chances at all. And to your point, Eddie, when you said people have PTSD from last year, the reason why I don't take last year into consideration, different manager, different team, different players. We've bought half a new outfield. I'm saying Martinez is new, Malassi is new, Casemiro's new, Eriksen's new, Anthony's new. That's 5 players. That's legit half an outfield. Never mind the impact that the 2 new defenders have had on Varane and Dalot. So that's kind of like not 2 new signings, but 2 players playing at a better level. Then we're seeing a Martial back as well, who didn't play last season. So you could argue he's new into the team in that aspect. So it is a new team, and it's a new manager as well. New ideas, new tactics, new philosophy, new strategy. Like I said, if we're having 66% of the ball, having 27 shots, and should have scored, we scored 3 and it should have been double that. He should have easily been double that. We just mentioned the Ronaldo chances that he missed. The one that Anthony squared back to Bruno. The one that tried to lob over the goalkeeper. And I'm probably forgetting about chances. Because Marcel's saying, we scraped past him. We didn't scrape past anyone. I don't know what game you watched, but it's like that was a comfortable victory. That was comfortable. The score like the same way, like I reiterate, the Manchester City game wasn't 6-3. It wasn't 6-3. But it finished 6-3, not every single time. Sometimes it does. Sometimes a scoreline reflects the game. Our past 2 games, neither scoreline has reflected the game. If we would have battered Omonia 7-8-2, no one would have batted an eyelid. And on the flip side, if Manchester City would have beat us 7 or 8-2, nobody would have batted the eyelid. Because when it went 6-1 in that game, I looked up in the sky because I thought it was falling. Legit. I thought it was all she wrote. You know what I'm saying? And that 6 goal went in. I was like, yo, like this could be 9, 10, 11. And I felt that way when we're watching the game against Omonia. And like I said, let me reiterate this again. 66% possession, 27 shots. You know what I'm saying? Created great chances. A whole plethora. Do we need to cut out the defensive errors? Yeah, but defensive errors will happen. Like I say, Malacia needs to do better on that one. Lindelof, he needs to do better. Poor touch, which is very unlike him actually, because he's normally very, very good on the ball. But that's all I take it as. Like, it's not the end of the world. You get through the group stages. And to someone who asked, I will run through the comments as well. I think, was it Maverick who asked, if you finish third in the group, I believe you do drop to the Conference League. But we're currently second.
Oh, okay.
I think so. Don't call me on that though. But I think that's the case.
No, we're second.
But he was just asking. But if you finish second, you get one of the Champions League dropouts. But obviously, if you finish third, you skip that round and then you go straight to the next round. You know, the Europa League is a long ass competition. So with it, I have no issue with that performance. If we perform like that going forward, we'll be all right. But I think we'll be all right anyway. I think it's me. The reason why I have faith in the team is because I back the manager.
Yeah.
We see the manager make impact on multiple occasions, whether it's on a game-by-game basis. So the next game he makes, we seen it yesterday with the changes he made.
With the changes,
Malacia and Sancho not doing the business. He brings on Shaw. He brings on Rashford. Rashford has an input on all 3 games.
Yeah.
All 3 games, all 3 goals. We've seen him do this look at us from the first 2 games up until this point. Like the change in the team from the Brighton and Brentford games. We went on a 4-game winning streak. People can say what they want. We've won 4 out of our last 5 games. We've won 5 out of 6. There's certain teams, you know what I'm saying, who would be killing for that. I'm saying there were certain teams who were on for quads last year who would kill for that right now to win 5 of their last 6 games. Like, that's not a joke. I even running bans. That's facts. But all of a sudden, because it's us, it's bad now. It's like, no, like I said, do I trust all of these players? No. Do I trust the manager? Yes. Because we have a manager who's proactive on the touchline. Who's proactive, and that's why you're seeing different results. We beat 2 of the best teams in the league this season, but people want to sweep it under the rug.
Yeah, I know they have already.
People want to sweep it under the rug. We beat Liverpool, and we beat Arsenal. Did we not beat Liverpool coming off the Brentford game? So we coming off a 4-0 defeat.
That was it.
You know what I'm saying, and we beat, in some people's eyes, the second best team in the league. You know what I'm saying, a team that's one of the favorites for the Champions League, according to some. I'm not saying everybody. But now, because we beat them, it's an issue. Everyone who's waxing lyrical about Arsenal, we bust their head. You know what I'm saying? Like, we did. We punched them man up. But people just want to sweep it under the rug because of the record at OT. I see. Someone said that yesterday. It's because of the record at OT. Some joker said that. But let Arsenal have won, it wouldn't have counted. You know what I'm saying? No. Marcel, I agree with you. I don't think we'll finish ahead of you. You acting like you knew here. I've already said Manchester United won't finish in the top 4. And I believe Liverpool do, but you're not the yardstick for me. I'm saying you can argue, you can be the best loser. I'm cool with that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not with that. If you want to be the best loser, be the best loser. That's all Liverpool have been in the club era, is the best loser. I've said this. You are final form Luigi. You are the best Robin we've ever seen in life. We will never see a better Robin than you. You are the best sidekick known to man. All well and good. I'm not into that. That's why I said focus on the Europa League. And it's about results. Yeah, you want performances. The Sociedad performance wasn't the best, but when players are injured, that's why I don't think we'll finish top 4. I don't think our squad is good enough in terms
Absolutely.
of depth. We see it. When you take certain players out, you see it. But go on, fam.
Now, let me just shout out, because I think this is an Everton fan. Shout out to Rich O. I just wanted to give him a shout out because he's in the Lions Den right now, so showing love. So,
yeah.
Big up Rich O. But Flo, I agree with you, because look at that. I've watched the progression so far from preseason up to now, and still some of these players are not with it, you know, in terms of the way Eric Ten Hag wants to play. And I understand. I've said it before to everyone, and people thinking that I'm expecting to see free-flowing football right now. No, I'm expecting the team to at least show some way of having that kind of intensity in their game, up in their game from last season. Like, show some aggression. Try to be as ruthless as you can. It's nice to see that the team is creating chances. 28 chances against Omonia is nice to see. Yeah, it's nice to see, but we're not ruthless enough. And some of these players, again, I keep on saying, like, the decisions that they're making is not good enough. But it will take until next season. Yes, we're going to have our ups and downs. I know that.
Sorry to cut you off. To Marcel, you man don't compete. You lose. Let's get this straight. As a Liverpool fan, you man don't compete. Like, you don't want this smoke, Marcel. You don't compete, you lose. You know what I'm saying? You finish second and lose finals. This is what you do on the club. So man saying, I'd rather compete than compete. You don't compete, you lose. Competing means that it's actually competitive and you win. You know what I'm saying?
You know what was always funny back in the day? Like let's say back in the day, like it just wasn't like a couple years ago. You remember, and they did it last year, where Liverpool would be sitting, always be sitting at the top of the league with Suarez and Gerrard and likes, and just some point in the season, late in the season, it all came crumbling down.
Facts.
That was your calling card. Like I used to remember, like even when we were terrible, I was like, well, we're terrible, but at least we're not Liverpool where we just give y'all the tease and don't even contribute at the end when it really matters. You know what I'm saying? Like there's levels to the fuckery of the Liverpool. You know,
Facts.
this is like we called on this and follows coined perfectly. You are a perfect second place.
Yeah, man.
Don't forget that. Perfect second place.
You're the best bridesmaid we've ever seen. You know what I'm saying? And that you are the best man in life. You know what I'm saying? And that the perfect number 2, 100%. The perfect shit. That's exactly what you lot are. You know what I'm saying? And that like absolutely ideal. You need it like 110%. You lot don't compete. You get like I said, we'll win more trophies than you this season. I go out on a limb and say that. And say that right now. We'll have a more success. Manchester, I'll say this, and I've said this before. Manchester United will have a more successful season than Liverpool this year. I say that. I'm gonna say because the league's gone. Surfer said it already. City have turned it. Everybody else in this league is a cup team. Yeah, that's what I say. Everyone else in this league's always like this.
You ain't special. You ain't special, Marcel.
They ain't special. Like I say, they just the best.
I tell you this much: if we get 2 salsa cups, we won't have the buses out.
Nah,
we won't have the buses out.
Even if we win the Europa League, it may not be a thing.
We never had a parade.
The trophy. Yeah, that's the
trophy.
We won
it and never had a parade.
And we won 2 trophies that season. Yeah, because we won the Europa League and the League Cup. But that's how I'm looking at it. I trust that. Like I said, I trust our manager in it. That's what it is. But go on, Ivor. I know you got more to say. And I will get to some of the comments as well, people. Don't you worry about it.
Yes, as I was saying before, like I understand it will take time, but games like that, watching that game, seeing the way Manchester United concede so early, it gives you that reality check that yes, it will definitely take some time, you know. I'm gonna wait until the end of the season because once next season starts, that's when I expect Ten Hag to get the players that he's been wanting and get rid of some of these players because some of these players is just not for him. Like it's not Eric Ten Hag's type of players. Like for example, a player like Ronaldo. Sorry, one done. A player like Ronaldo isn't an Eric Ten Hag player, and what I think I have to say to one done is that. As much as he's one of the greatest players of all time, sometimes you need to be honest and call what you see. And Ivor and Spice, and as Flawless knows, and Eddie knows that I'm an honest guy, and I tell you the truth blatantly with no remorse, no feelings. Like it is the truth. The guy's not good anymore. Like you can't be sitting here and pretend and be fake like Paul Scholes, Rio Ferdinand, and act like and Roy Keane telling people that Ronaldo is being disrespected and forgetting the shenanigans that he did during the summer, disrespecting the club. No, I don't forget stuff like that. I'm like, yo, Ronaldo's getting the treatment that he deserves because he disrespected the club. He's not being disrespected. He disrespected the club, and he's just a player at the end of the day. As great as you are, I don't care who you are. You could be good at what you do. You can be famous, but in life, I see you as a human being, normal like everyone. I'll treat everyone equally. Ronaldo can be the greatest of all time, but I will still go to his face and say, you're shit today, bro. Like, I don't kiss ass, bro. Forget this. Like, be honest. Like, don't need to lie just because he's great. And then, oh no, it's Ronaldo. We can't talk bad about him. No, he needs to know that he's been poor. He needs to be known that he's shit. Like, he's letting himself down. It's the truth. Like, regardless of the greatest of all time needs to be told the truth, man. You know?
Yeah, facts. Because that's not what's best for Manchester United. Let me run through some of these comments as well. You lot get your questions in. Please keep them Manchester United related as well. Big up the chat. Bump up them likes. As Eddie says, chat mafia, make sure you do that. Emma says, we need to stop getting into this false security when we take the lead or when we think we're controlling the game. I don't think it's false security. I think yesterday, Lindelof took a poor touch and we got caught of it. That wasn't him. That was just like, errors are going to happen. Mistakes are going to happen. Like Malacia did the miscontrol. Like, that's on him. We miscontrolled the ball twice and we got punished for it. Like, it's really, to me, not that big of an issue. Like, if Omonia had us pinned back in our own half and in our own area and was peppering David De Gea, problems. Yeah. That's not what happened. De Gea for 95% of the game 99% of the game, minus the 2 goals, was a bystander. What did De Gea really have to do? You didn't really. How many shots did they have? How many meaningful shots on target did they have? So I don't really worry about it, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? We got caught for the first goal, boom. Came back and scored 3 goals. And then they scored a late goal. That was it. Like, that's all it was. It really isn't nothing major. Do you want to cut that out? Of course, but it's about getting the results, getting out of the group, which I think we'll do. And I think we'll finish top of the group.
Be all right. Shout out MBK for all the interaction, though. I see you commenting away, so appreciate that.
And Mertaza says, I've seen many people make excuses for Ronaldo after whatever. That was yesterday by saying his link-up play was apparently good. Criminal, more criminal than the football Conte is playing at Spurs. I didn't really get Felix is saying Bruno, Sancho, and De Gea bench. Wow. Drizzy does is saying, tell him Eddie, Bruno needs to get benched. Nathan need Ericsson in the 10 AS.
The answers are there.
Yeah, we will talk about that when we get to the Everton game, because I think everybody... I think his majority are in that same boat of the front 4 they want to see. Flawless, how do you feel about United going to Goodison Park? I'm shook. PTSD kicking in again. So for those that don't know, me and Deviant went to the Everton game when Ollie was in charge. Remember when we got beat 4-0?
Damn.
Yeah, I was there. Yeah. Me and Deviant was there. That being said, after we went like 2-3-0 down, we were just shouting abuse at the Everton fans. We were even watching the game. I can't lie, yo.
Yeah.
I can't lie. Because where we was stood, so where we was like stood now, directly to we was like on line with the goal. You know what I'm saying? Where De Gea was goalkeeping in the first half. So the Everton fans were directly to our left. So we were just these shameless shit, singing to him 4-0 and you still don't sing. You know what I'm saying? Calling him everything, all names under the sun for about a good hour and a half. It was all right, Paul. It was great.
I love it.
I can't lie. Shamelessness. That's when we outsung them the whole ground. You know what I'm saying? Our section. How you up 4-0 and still don't sing? Shout out to Evertonians, though, but I fucks with you. Maverick says, for some reason, Bruno and McTominay are liked by managers. I think it's because they appear to look busy on the pitch. Here's the thing is with those two. I think we know their deficiencies, but they've played well. So it's kind of like they've deserved their spot. They haven't played well over these past 2 games, in particular Bruno, which we'll get onto. So we'll see the manager make changes. He's dropped everybody. Everyone was having the same conversation before the season. Why is Maguire still captain? The manager should drop him. And where's Maguire now? He got dropped. He's no longer a first teamer. He's dropped Cristiano. He's dropped Maguire. He's dropped Ronaldo. He's dropped Lindelof. He's taken off Malacia twice. We've seen these things happen. He's not scared to take anybody off. Like, he's took off Bruno. He's not started a Rashford, etc. Well, yeah, man, that's how I'm looking. That's how I'm looking at it. I don't even know if Dubravka's fit, Felix. I'm not gonna lie. But it is what it is. But we'll move on to Everton. We'll go to the Everton game. And what everyone's talking about, the front 4 we all want to see. And I'm guessing us 3 here are the same in terms of Ericsson in the 10, Rashford left, Anthony right, Martial up front. That seems to be the general consensus. Ivorian, speak about it.
Well, boy, my personal feeling towards this Everton game at Goodison Park, it can go anyway, you know. With this Manchester United team, after seeing the last couple of games, let's put the Man City game aside, because the Man City game itself, I knew it can only go one way, you know. I was just hoping for a positive result, which would have probably been a draw for me. I would have taken it. But against Everton, the form that they've been of late haven't been the best. But whenever Manchester United come to town, like Eddie says, they turn into a prime Barcelona, a prime Real Madrid, you know, and straight away stop playing Manchester United. Because any team that plays Manchester United, they give it 120%, 30%, like it's their final written exam. Like, they go ham. So I don't know against Everton. I think Manchester United could get that win. But at the same time, it could end up being a draw for us, you know. It just depends on the team that he plays in the front 3. Let's hope that he goes with his strongest starting front 3, which will be Anthony Martial and Marcus Rashford. And You know what? You need to give Jadon Sancho some
How
rest.
confusing it is that they both call Anthony, because you just said Anthony Martial. I didn't know if you meant Anthony the winger or Anthony Martial.
No, I meant Martial and AM9. You know, I mean him and AM9
because it confuses me. So I have to say Anthony and Anthony Martial.
I could have said Anthony Elenga. It could be confusing, bro.
We got 4 of them Anthonys.
We got too many Anthonys, man.
I'm waiting to see that front three of Anthony Elanga, Anthony Martial, and Anthony. You know, so it's gonna happen at some point, just to confuse the commentator. You know what I'm saying? The commentators get confused.
But yeah, it's I want to see those three up front, because we need that pace, because we need to go to Everton with that full throttle, that pace and that aggression from the front three. And I think with those three, they can cause a problem towards Everton. But it's the midfield that I worry about sometimes, you know, because our midfield still are not controlling games as much as I expect them to, especially with bringing Eriksen in, and Eriksen playing in that deep line playmaker role. It has its advantages as well, but at the same time, it has its disadvantages. I prefer to see Eriksen playing his natural role in number 10, which Bruno occupies. Bruno needs a rest. Going into the game against Everton at Goodison Park, maybe it's time we see a Casemiro and Fred in midfield to just to have that defensive stability in midfield to try and control the game, and then play the Anthony, Eriksen, and also Rashford on the left, Sancho getting a rest, and Martial up front. Then maybe we have a good chance of winning that game. That's how I see it, you know. Because again, guys, I just don't know with our team. Like, it's like this sometimes. It's so. You just don't know.
No, that's first. Like I said, I like the team you mentioned, and I'll give my thoughts on it. Eddie, over to you. What's the team that, obviously, this has been, like I said, the general consensus, that is the front four people who want to see. No stress, Ivorian. Go on, Eddie.
Yeah, I don't want to see Bruno. I can start there. I think just because it doesn't fit his game. From what I've seen from Everton, they're a team that sits deep. And I think what we need is players who are more technically gifted in tight spaces, because they sit so deep. Like, who can make that pass, that short level pass, then give it back when the guy's sprinting in between the lines, and maybe he plays a ball that gets through the net. On the creative side of things, again, I think where our manager is compared to where Frank Lampard is right now, we have the advantage there.
Oh, absolutely. I
think when it comes to the players as well, we have the advantage. Is Calvert-Lewin, is he playing? I don't know.
No, he's injured. He's
injured still, right? And so we have players and we have subs who, when we need them to change the game, they can. So I'm with Ivorian, where I want Fred, I want Casemiro, and I want Eriksen. And the reason I want Eriksen further up the pitch is we've seen when you play Eriksen as an 8, offensively, he does his job. He does it well. Defensively, however, it's not what you want to see. And I think it's just because he's not used to being so engaged on the defensive side of things.
That's first.
I think they just need to save him from himself. And if we give him the ball in high places, he can shoot, he can pass, he can dribble. He can create. And when we look at what hindered us in the Man City game, it was the fact that we couldn't keep the ball in midfield for an adequate amount of time to even present a threat.
Yeah, we were awful. All 11.
The ball in the midfield for us was just going all over the place. Whether it was McTominay, whether it was Bruno, whether it was even Eriksen. And you can account Eriksen for 2 of the goals, but my rebuttal for that would be, why is Eriksen marking a Haaland?
That's because Varane. Yeah, because I get what you're saying. Varane was off the pitch at that point where he should have been. Why is he tracking? Yeah, why is he tracking Foden? You know what I'm saying?
It doesn't make sense for me. So
I agree.
That would be what I'd like to see in midfield. Give me Fred. Give me Erickson. Give me Casemiro.
I like that.
I think that for us gives us the opportunity to be defensively stout. And when we win the ball back, they can do a thing. They can do a job. Like Fred, for what it's worth, when you don't have him have to carry the ball for too much and he can make the passes that he needs to make, I think we'll be just fine. Because Everton's midfield is all right, but they're nothing special. They're nothing that we haven't seen before, right? Everton as a squad is nothing that we haven't seen before. They have a lot of players who, for lack of better words, are, kind of middle of the fringe, had hype other places, came to Everton and found a home. So I do expect us to dominate the ball. And my problem has always been what happens when we lose it. And I think with the Erickson and the Fred and Casemiro people, midfield, we always will stay solidly defensive. And again, Casemiro is a great passer. I think that has been shown. I think
you took the point that I was gonna make. Right, I was gonna make. Go on, carry on. I was gonna make.
I'm finished.
No. I've carry on from. You know what I'm saying? Carry on.
Yeah, no, I'm good. I got. That was it. That's all I wanted. Yes, the midfield. Like that's the midfield I want to see. We're talking front three. Here's where it gets tough for me because Rashford in these situations, I'm not the most trustworthy of, right? And I think we still haven't seen the best of Sancho yet. We've seen it in spurts. We haven't seen the best of Sancho yet. And so I'm having a hard time trying to decipher between the two because Anthony, I think, is irreplaceable. I think he's locked down that right-hand side and it's not going anywhere anytime soon.
Agreed.
Martial is actually on form. And if we go by the manager's deal, what he's shown us, the at-form players will play. And so I think Martial slots into that 9 position. Now, here's the thing, just to end on this. Between Rashford and Sancho, it's like, what are you trying to accomplish, right? Because a lot of what Rashford has provided is just being that absolute world-class athlete, not football athlete, that gives the defense something to have to worry about with him running in behind or him just getting some kind of space. But on the other hand, like shout out to Nathan, you've been in the chat a while too, so shout out to you for your engagement. He speaks on it here. Martial and Sancho played well together.
That is a Sancho type player. Yeah,
that's a Sancho type player, right? And so we have options, we have firepower, we have the midfield. And I think if we conduct ourselves as we should, because our manager doesn't expect anything less, then I can see something like a 2-0, 1-0, go home with the dub.
Hey, and before you continue, nobody time out Marcel, man. He's just running back. He ain't said nothing disrespectful. No one time him out, man. Don't time out Marcel in it. He be talking rubbish, but that's no reason to time him out.
Marcel is he's a loyal guy, bro.
Yeah, man, like, don't time out Marcel.
You might disagree with Marcel, but he a real one. He gonna tell you how he think, and he don't back
time him out, man. He's struggling, man. He a Liverpool fan. They struggling this season, man. The struggles is hard. This is his safe haven, innit? To come here and feel better in that. So don't time out Marcel, people. Because whoever's timing him, I will time you out. You know what I'm saying? Don't let me find out who's timing out Marcel.
Don't worry, Marcel, we got you, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, we got you, Sally. Sell. That's how we call it.
Don't time him out, man. He already on 23-hour lockdown being a Liverpool fan. Don't do that. This is his hour out in the yard. Big up Rico, who says Lampard said Dominic Calvert-Lewin is in the squad in the press conference. Is it okay? I'm a fan of Dominic Calvert-Lewin. I hope he don't have a good game against us, but it's good to hear that he's actually back because he seems he's just been injured for the longest. Tarkowski and Cody, best partnership in the league. Hey, Rich, whatever you gotta tell yourself, man.
Yeah, man.
Murtaza goes on to say Everton have a PMP midfield. We can't play Fred and McTominay because they're transition players and go forward a lot, leaving gaps. As
Fred
crazy
and
as it sounds,
they do that?
I would play Zidane Iqbal next to that case. No, I wouldn't say because you got Casemiro. So I wouldn't really, I don't have an issue getting caught on transition by Everton. They ain't got those type of players. Like they got Mope, Damari Gray, who I rate. I can't think. They got Flash Gordon as well. Put it this way. If we do what we're supposed to do, we'll beat Everton. Yes, defensively they have been good, but we have the players to unlock them. When you have Martial, Eriksen, Anthony, we have 3 players who are creative first. Then you throw Rashford in the mix as well. So it'll be interesting to see. In regards to our front 4, because we'll start there because that's what everybody has been talking about. I'd like to see the front 4. Shut up, Surfer, man. Stop timing him out. Black Diamond alive, man. Don't time him out. You just read him bants, man. He's a Liverpool fan. I told you, man. He's hurting. If they were playing well, he'd be all right. You know what I'm saying? Because they're struggling. It's like you gotta take that out. Hurt people. Remember that. You know what I'm saying? Remember that. But in regards to the front 4, I think we should only see Martial up front, Anthony on the right, Rashford on the left, Eriksen through the middle. Sancho's form's not been good enough, and we'll touch on that shortly. Ronaldo, we've already mentioned. You know what I'm saying? And that Ronaldo not good enough. Eddie already mentioned it. There's no replacement for Anthony. And Eriksen's our best 10. Bruno's been poor. So to me, these are obvious decisions. Now it's the midfield. You know what I'm saying? And now it's the mid. Casemiro should play. It's the question of who plays next to Casemiro, whether that's Fred, whether that's McTominay. To me, I ain't really too fussed whichever it is because they both going to offer high energy. Fred hasn't really played too often, so I'd probably go with McTominay, even though he wasn't great against Manchester City. But other than that, he's been good. And Murtaza mentioned it about either Casemiro or Fred or McTominay not being the best passers. That's one thing that surprised me about Casemiro is his passing ability. Even yesterday, I've seen it in glimpses, but yesterday there was a couple where the goalkeeper, De Gea's passed it into him and he's clipped it around the corner. Clever. But because of the team he's just came from, you know what I'm saying in that, he's not had to do that. But even in his first game, I think, was it the Leicester game? It might have been the Leicester game. He picked up the ball and pinged it with his left foot. I was like, right, I had to double check. I was like, wait, what? Is that Casemiro? Not saying that he doesn't have that in his locker. I'm just saying I've not seen that.
He was playing in La Liga, Flawless.
He has been in the
Spanish team.
But you know what it is? He hasn't had to show that. You feel what I'm saying in that? Like that's why I'm going at, because he's with 2 of the best ball progressors we've ever seen.
He's playing,
so he hasn't had to show that. When you with
that.
Modric and Cruz, of course Casemiro's not picking up the ball. There isn't another player on the planet who's probably going to that team and picking up the ball ahead of those 2. Like you have Modric and Cruz, but one thing I have liked is we all know about his defensive ability and him being a master of the dark arts. But what I do like is his passing ability. So I trust Casemiro. Casemiro's picking up the ball off the centre backs, the full backs, the goalkeeper. I have no issue. Now, if that's McTominay or Fred, different conversation. But I trust Casemiro in there, and that allows McTominay or Fred just to be busy. That's what I want. So I'm hoping the team we see Lindelof being in there is not good. You know what I'm saying? But what can we do? He's the only other option. You know what I'm saying? Varane's injured. Maguire's injured. I think Axel's injured as well.
Jones is injured.
Jones ain't even in the squad, and he's probably injured. So the only option we have, unfortunately, is Lindelof. Is it a hindrance? Yes, this is why I don't think we'll finish top 4, because the drop-off from our first team players to the second string is massive. A Varane to a Lindelof is a massive drop. Huge. It's a huge drop-off.
But do you know what, Flawless? Yeah, what helps Lindelof is that he's got Martinez with him as the aggressor.
That's true. That's true.
And that would help him. You know, that gives a better balance because as he's a very good ball playing defender, very good from getting the ball from the back. Not as aggressive as you want him to be and not as quick as you want him to be. But Lindelof, one thing he's been there and he has been reliable at times in the past seasons, you know, compared to that other scrub, that fridge, fucking slabhead, Beavis and Butthead. What's his name? Harry Maguire. Compared to him. Because I'll be honest with you, I'd rather see Lindelof play than Harry Maguire, because Lindelof offers something. Sometimes he'll give you that brilliant pass from the back, straight to the striker and converts that into a goal like you saw last season with that ping to Marcus Rashford over the top goal. You've seen that twice or 3 times last season. He can do exactly what Martinez does. So it would be better. And as well, it's not that bad. It's a big drop off. I agree with you from Rafael Varane to Lindelof, but it's better than having a Maguire and Martinez, because whenever Maguire is there, the common denominator, he makes everyone look bad. You know?
He does make everyone look bad.
People don't realize that, you know, like he is the problem. Like people become saying he needs someone quick, he needs someone strong. It's always him that needs someone. And then when we realize that he's out the team, we're even looking better. So come on, man, figure it out. The common denominator is him. It's like that person that always be having issues at work, and then go to he's like, I don't know why everyone doesn't like me, you know? That's like, yo, do you not realize that you're the problem?
You're the issue.
You're the issue. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
yeah, you're the issue. You're the issue. And to RJ, I just wanted to pull this up here. Yeah, Axel's injured. That's what's going on.
Yeah, he's
a long-term absentee. I don't know what he's got.
Look at Eddie.
Eddie put it in quotation marks, but I genuinely believe he is injured. Like I read that somewhere that he's a long-term absentee, so it is going to be Lindelof. But I'm confident going into this game on Sunday. Will it be easy? No, people. Don't ever mistake me saying I think Manchester United will win, that it's going to be easy and we're going to go there and roll over Everton 3-4-5-0. They're a team in good form, number one. Secondly, they're confident. Thirdly, they ain't conceding a lot of goals either. Is it going to be tough? Yes. Goodison is rarely an easy place to go. It's very rare you go Goodison Park and you have an easy time. You can probably count on one hand the amount of times that's happened in the Premier League era. The crowd's going to be bang up for it. They're going to give us a game. They're going to be energetic. They're going to be spirited. But if we do what we're supposed to, I think we'll be fine. Go there, dominate the ball. Because we do have players who can thrive when we dominate the ball. And we've seen that, even though it was Omonia, we've seen that goal. I've been waiting for a performance like that. 66% of the ball. Peppering the goalkeeper. And when's the last time we've spoken about... Yo, stop timing out Marcel, man. What's going on? Relax. Yo, Black Diamond, chill out, man. Stop timing him out.
Come on, Diamond. Let's not do this, man.
You man just don't talk to each other, man. Just chill out, man. Just chill out, Marcel, man. I even know where the issue
Stay around, Marcel. Yeah, we need
like Marcel, is he just talking? Like I said, he's a Liverpool fan. He's hurting.
This is some Ronaldo versus Maguire shit in the chat room, bro.
It's like, yo, just chill out, man. But as I was saying, where was I at in regards to it? Yeah, Everton will be spirited, and don't ever mistake my confidence in my team for disrespect for the other team. Like I said, could we go there and draw if we have a bad day? Absolutely. If we're not. But again, it's more so the manager. Like I said, for the first time ever, while I've been content creating, I actually have faith in our manager. All right, fair enough, Black Diamond, if you timed him out once. No one else timed him out either. Fair enough. I stand corrected, fair enough. Well, nobody time out anybody in it. I'll do the timing out if needs be. But everyone's been respectful in it. We can run jokes and banter all the time. But as I was saying anyway, yeah, where was I at? In regards to, we need to make sure we're bang on it. 110%. We need to make sure we're bang on it. Because Everton, if we don't, we can go there and drop points. But I've been waiting for an Omonia performance for the longest of time. And one thing Everton will do, Eddie mentioned it, they'll give us the ball. They will allow us. And when you have Casemiro, you have Eriksen, you have Anthony Martial, who's key to that as well, because the ball can go up to him and it can stick. And that helps sustain attacks and sustain pressure. I think we'll be all right. My biggest issue, I said this the entire time, with Martial is, can he stay fit? That's always been my biggest problem with Anthony Martial. I trust his talent. I trust his skill level. I've said it many a time. When people are like, oh, he's no good, and all this. No, it's not that. My biggest problem with Martial is availability. Now he stayed fit for a couple of games. I need you fit into the World Cup. I'm not sure if he's going to the World Cup. He might be able to get in the squad with good form, but if he doesn't, then that means he can stay here and chill. You know what I'm saying? And rest up, which from a Manchester United fan perspective, I'm selfish. Would I like him to go for the World Cup for him? Yes. So, yeah, man, we'll see. In regards to Sancho, because people have mentioned it, he needs to be dropped. I'm a fan of Sancho. But at this moment in time, his performances ain't warranting a starting place. Do I go as far as to say he's finished at the club and he can't turn it around? No. Because I believe he's talented enough.
He just needs to drop the game. That's it, really. Like sometimes, I'm sorry for cutting you off.
No, it's cool. Go on.
This has been bothering me for a little bit. Like, we are not putting Sancho in positions that he's comfortable in. We understand, the people who watch Sancho understand that He's a player who uses the ball to his advantage. He uses the players that are surrounding him to his advantage. The Sancho we saw at the beginning of the preseason was one that gave me a lot of faith, that made me understand he just needs a partner. That's it. He just needs a partner to play ball with. Now, again, when you have the likes of Erling Haaland coming down the middle, you have Marco Rose, you have technically sound ballers, he thrives. But again, you gave this brother Bruno and McTominay. That's who he has to create with. And then a Rashford. That's who he has to create with. That does not fit his player profile. Sancho with other technically gifted ball players is a demon. I've seen enough to understand that from his game. But if you say, let me just put it all on you, you create. That's not him. He creates for others more than he might create for himself. That's where the strength is. And so that's just where I think with this situation, if you want to bench him, I'd bench him off the strength that two other players have been playing better than him.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's it. I won't bench him off the strength that, oh, this guy doesn't have it. He has it. I've seen enough. Again, the reason you are able to cheer for our dub, like, we beat Liverpool with this man on the pitch.
Yep.
We beat Arsenal with this man on the pitch. GA does not equal good performances. Good performances equal good performances. So give him some time. Give him some time to figure out how he'll make it work with the Rashford, with all these players. And if you don't want to give him that time, you have the absolute justification to put a Marcus Rashford in or to put an Anthony Martial in. That's it.
And then the one thing, let me just add to that as well, because when I said with Sancho, I want to see Rashford this weekend playing on the left, is because I believe Sancho needs a rest a little bit just to get his energy back and get his focus back, because he's been heavily involved, since the start of the season without really getting rest. It's been Rashford that's probably been dropped to the bench, or someone else Alanga being dropped to the bench, but Sancho's been a mainstay. And you're right, absolutely right. Those who watched Sancho play for Dortmund knows that Sancho needs someone that would always overlap. And when you were playing with someone like Luke Shaw, that's always unsure whether he wants to overlap or defend, then you're gonna have your problems, and you're never gonna get the best out of Jadon Sancho. Sancho's a link-up man. He likes to link up with other players, get himself involved and create a lot of chances. But you know what? One thing I have to say is, Eddie, we will see that Sancho, especially with the manager that we have, because of the style of football that he wants to play. Fast, linking up, creating a lot of chances. He's the right man for it. And Sancho, with his talent, he will get there. We will see it. It will just take time. The right balance with the team, the right assemble of the right players, the technically gifted players that we're still waiting for next season, or maybe in January, then we'll see that Sancho. I'm not worried about Jadon Sancho. I know the talent that we have there. I know what we're capable of doing, and the manager that we have will get Sancho to his absolute best, as the manager himself has that credential and has that ability to get players playing twice or three times better than what they were before. So I'm not worried about that, guys. Let's be real, man. Sancho's will get there. Same as Martial. Martial is a player for Eric Ten Hag, regardless of what other people think about Martial, because we know that he's had bad seasons. The last 2 seasons has been poor. But we know the Martial that we've had before, that scored 17 goals in his first season, ended up scoring 24 goals without scoring penalties. We know that type of, and we're seeing that type of Martial this season. And again, Martial did say that he was played injured last season, where he couldn't accelerate and explode. And one of Martial's keys attributes is accelerating and exploding onto the pitch and running forward with the ball. So if you're limited to doing that which is your strength, how can you be good as well? So yeah, we'll see the best out of Anthony Martial, Jadon Sancho, and even Rashford so far, But Rashford still makes those same mistakes, isn't it, Flawless? The rash decisions. It's still there.
But it's just good to see Rashford, one, confident, and 2, taking on this running with the ball. You know what I'm saying? Like doing the kick and run stuff. You know what I'm saying? You know, that Liverpool stuff. Like I seen him do that. I seen him pick up the ball, kick the ball one side and run around the man the other side. Like that's good to see, because people was talking about, oh, has Rashford lost his pace and things like that. So I'm glad to see that. Obviously, confidence is key in football. And speaking of that, we're seeing it with Ronaldo. We're seeing, as much as like he's not it no more, his confidence is low. His confidence is taking a hit. Because this is the first time in his footballing career that his skills ain't it. He's figuring out, I can't, in putting basketball terms, he can't dunk no more. He's figuring out, I can't get off the ground like I used to. I can't shoot threes like I used to. Like I'm no longer that guy anymore. But he's been that guy ever since he started, from at Sporting all the way up until he left Juventus. Because even at Juventus, he was banging goals. And I'm not sure if they might have won a Scudetto when his time there, but I believe he was the top scorer in one of the seasons he was there as well. So I think that ties into it. Like, you can have as much irrational confidence as you want, but confidence plays a part, and we're seeing that. We're seeing a confident Martial. We're seeing a confident Rashford. And it makes a world of difference. That's in anything. If you're never mind at top level, if you're at the top level of sport, if you are at the top level of sport and you are confident, it's going to make a difference. Because there's some form of skill there, whether you rate the players or not. Like, we know what Rashford's good at. We know he's quick, he's direct. We know that, but he wasn't even doing that anymore. I was saying that the entire time last season. This guy don't even run down blind alleys and all the things we used to criticize him for.
Man.
He wasn't even doing that. He wasn't even doing that.
But people need to understand, even though confidence is also plays a part in people's performances, people need to understand that with Martial and Rashford, they came from major injuries that had a big impact on their performances, especially last season with Rashford coming back from that surgery where he sorted out his shoulder, his back, his leg, because Ollie run him down to the ground. Ollie destroyed that guy. Like, he really destroyed him. So that now you're seeing the Rashford without a Rashford that had a preseason, because Rashford never really had a preseason in the last 4 to 5 years, where he's just been involved in international games and had a short break. This time, Rashford had an actual preseason and an actual holiday where he can relax himself and recuperate from last season and reset that brain, that mindset that he had. So I'm happy about that. And big up to one guy that pointed out that I was doubting Martial. It's still the same feeling. I still have that same feeling that, okay, Martial is in his last season. If he doesn't show up this season, then he needs to go. But again, I'm allowed to change my opinion. Some footballers are allowed to prove me wrong, man, and I want that.
I just gotta defend you on this point, man. You are reacting to the information that you've been given. Martial FC is agenda driven. As one of the platinum members of Martial FC, we are
platinum members.
We are agenda driven. Brother can have one leg hanging off. I'm still gonna say he's the best goal scorer at Manchester United. That's what we do at Martial FC, baby. So now, man, you ain't gotta apologize. You ain't gotta explain yourself to these people, man. You doing what you gotta do. You doing what you should be doing, right? If he's like you said, you cut it straight, 100% unfiltered. Same thing. This was crazy to me. They think that y'all want Martial to do bad.
No, I want him to do well.
That's what, because we're Manchester United fans. We're like, Paul's got to be out here talking about, like, yo, he's not healthy. And they're like, what do you mean he's not healthy? Brother, how many games are gonna miss? I do the MIB thing. I just click it out my head. I say he's on vacation. I do it a bit different. But if people want to call reality what it is, people allow them to do that. It's that simple.
Yeah, legit. So even off Martial and just back to Sancho before we close out. Obviously, you lot get your final few questions in as well. Just keep it Manchester United related, please. With Sancho, yeah, he needs to be dropped. His performances haven't been good enough, specifically the past 2, and he needs to improve. And currently, right now, when you look at it in form, Rashford's in better form, Martial's in better form, Anthony's in better form. So therefore, he shouldn't be playing. Someone mentioned about him playing in the 10, and when we're dominating the ball, cool. I'm cool with seeing him in that. But again, that's another option that Ten Hag has, which is what I like. Options. That's what it is. And this is what you want. Because if Rashford's off form, I'll be here saying Rashford needs to be dropped. Sancho should be playing. Said it from the start of the season. It's all about merit. This is why when everyone's like, why is Casemiro not playing? Why is Casemiro not playing? because McTominay was in form and deserved his place. That's why. Because if you drop a player who is playing well, that is detrimental to that player, and that is detrimental to the team, and that is detrimental to your authority. Because that's anything. Everyone's talking about, we've all played, I'm presuming, we've all played football at some level, whether that's top professional, whether that's semi-pro, or whether that's Saturday or Sunday league like myself. If I'm playing well in my football team and my manager drops me, I am going to be pissed off. Not one, am I only going to be pissed off? Two, what is now my incentive to now play well in this team if I'm not rewarded? I say it all the time. When you play well, you should be rewarded with a starting place. You play poorly, you should be criticized and dropped. Simple as that. It's not a name thing. You know what I'm saying in that? It's not a name thing. It's on merit. It's on your performances. What's best for the team? Manchester United have won 4 out of their last 5 Premier League games. They've won 5 out of their last 6 in all competitions. Actually, might be 6 out of 7 if you include Sheriff. 6 out of our last 7. So the majority of the players have been playing well because we've been getting good performances and great results. That's all us three and all Manchester United fans want. So with Sancho, yes, he should be. His performances ain't been up to scratch. That doesn't mean he's finished. But I did say I'm giving him this season to prove me correct. And it's a long season, people. It's a long season. Does Sancho have talent? Yes. So am I writing him off saying he's done? No. But if he don't perform, he don't play. Simple as that. And he'll be playing in the Europa League. And I think Sancho will know that and all the players will know that. So I don't really think it's that big of an issue to me. Like Sancho's form, everyone's just going over the top. Again, rival fans, I understand it with. Because if I'm a rival fan, I'm running jokes. I be running jokes about Trent all the time. Yo, Marcel, allow it, man. Black Diamond already.
Allow it, bro. You guys are moving like Ronaldo and Maguire up in here, bro.
Y'all gotta go vegan and cut the beef out,
man. Chill, man. Just relax, man. Marcel, chill. Black Diamond already apologized, man. He already apologized for timing you out. You know what I'm saying? And that. Let's just cut out that and it's calm. How come, like, yo, just relax? You know what I'm saying? You lot, just chill out. You know what I'm saying? Just allow it. We're all one community here, man. There's no need to have any serious issues. We're talking football. Like it. Like, that's all it is. Where else we are? Let me
Y'all gonna make me call Dr. Phil or something, man. This is great.
Dr. Phil doesn't like seeing black on black crime. You know?
Yeah, I thought you was gonna say Dr. Umar Johnson when you said
No. With donations right now. He's too busy. Donations.
The Dr. Umar Johnson.
But even I have to say one thing is that even look at me regarding the whole Ronaldo situation. I'm that guy that said to you, although Ronaldo's lost it, to Florida, how many times I said Ronaldo can contribute to his team? Ronaldo can still get the goals.
Right.
Yeah, we see it. The thing is, though, we seen it off the bench against Arsenal.
Yeah.
He had an impact on the game. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with squad players. The squad players are there to do a job. And that's not even disrespectful, people. Like, there's nothing wrong with being a squad player. Squad player. Manchester City have squad players. If Liverpool had better squad players, they'd be more successful. But my point is, squad players play a key role, especially when injuries happen and suspensions happen or coming off the bench. I'm saying, like, we've seen it happen already with Ronaldo. And that's where I think he's at. And that's not a problem. I don't have an issue with that. Ishmael says, 8 games in, Ten Hag figuring out his best 11. Do you guys think Shaw should start the next game? I think he's figuring out his best 11, but he knows the majority. We know the back 5. So that's 5 of them right there. Throw Eriksen in there, that's 6. Throw Anthony in there, that's 7. And throw Martial in there, that's 8. So to me, that's probably 3 spots up for I'd throw Casemiro in there, that's 9. Yeah. So there's the other midfield spot and the left wing spot.
And to be fair, he's stuck with the goalkeeper. He can't do nothing about that now.
Yeah.
He's stuck with that.
So I would say that. But yeah, go on.
Well, to answer that question as well, look at me. I dissed Luke Shaw early on. But I'll be honest with you, Shaw needs to either come in for the Everton game just for a while, because Terrell Malacia can't play every single game of the season, because this is like his first season at Manchester United, stepping it up. There are games where he's gonna not look at his best, and we've seen that so far. So that there's times where Shaw needs to step in and then go back to the bench, so Malacia can just reset his batteries, reset his mind, and get back to his top form. So to answer that question, Ishmael, or is it Ishmael?
If I butchered your name, my guy, I apologize. I do it all the time.
I definitely feel like Shaw should start against Everton and have Malacia take a break, and probably come on in the second half or something like that, because he needs it, man. He needs it.
First, Eddie, what are you saying? Should Shaw start the next game?
It's tough for me because, bruh, this brother, I listen. I don't know what to say about him. I don't know what to say about him, man. Shaw brings a different side out of me, dog. It really
I hear you.
does.
I
It
get it.
really
I get
does.
it.
And it's like Malasia had one bad game. Again, to say that he was one of the worst performers on that City pitch is outrageous for
No,
me.
no, no, he wasn't. He
He
wasn't.
wasn't, right? But he didn't. He put himself in harm's way yesterday. And again, it's the same thing with Sancho. Maybe they just need to see the game for a little bit, but again, Shaw has given us 8 years of showing us he's not that guy. Malatia, after one game, he gets a mulligan. That's my thing. He gets a mulligan. You feel me? Like he'll get a mulligan. I think
Is a mulligan a pass? Is that what
yeah,
that
it's a
means?
pass. That's some American
Okay.
bullshit. My fault.
Yeah, no stress, man. Nah, educating us in it. I'm gonna use that.
I don't even
He
know
gets a
why I
mulligan.
said mulligan. I don't really be talking like that anyway.
Yeah, he gets a mulligan. But go on,
Yeah,
carry on.
I'll give him one more chance. If he puts in Shaw, he needs a tight leash. Not too tight because he still got that neck fat to hit. So we don't want to, joke on what I'm talking about. But yeah, give him a short leash if you put Shaw in. I still go Malasia though. Yeah,
It's one of them. I understand because Malasia wasn't at his best against Omonia, wasn't at his best against City. So if Ten Hag was to play Shaw, I would understand. But from my personal viewpoint, I'm with Eddie on this. I'm tired of Shaw. I will give Malasia having 2 bad games. Shaw's had 8 average seasons, like bad seasons. You know what I'm saying? /bad. You know what I'm saying? Like he's been here nearly a decade and hasn't had 2 good seasons back to back.
Guys, doesn't even have 5 assists to his name.
Yeah, like so that's where I'm at. Like if Shaw plays, would I understand it? Yes.
5 assists.
Yeah,
brother, you should have told me that.
I'm just done with
tried and convicted of something. I don't care what it is. Convict his ass of something. Make him do some community service, man. We need some money back. Unbelievable.
I'm just at this point. I'm just done with Luke Shaw. Like I'm tired. I'm tired of it. I don't want to see him in the first team. Period. Now, if Malacia continues this form and he has 4, 5, 6 bad games, then you bring in Shaw. But what I would do is play Malacia in this Everton game, then play Shaw at home against Omonia. That's what I would do. Because Eddie made a great point about, or it might have been Ivorian, about him not starting every single game, which I do agree with. We do need to rotate. Yo, man, Shaw should be the backup left back. How many chances are you gonna get? All right, how long are we gonna wait for you to be good? We gotta wait 10 years for you to get it right. In the words of Saeed Charles and my brother, this is Manchester United Football Club. We ain't got time. We ain't got time. How come you don't get it? But let this be Martial and people are getting him out after a bad season. Like, I just don't like the inconsistent. Like, I'm not clamoring for Shaw. I'm sorry. I don't care if the player in front of him is not playing well. Give Malacia the same time you give Shaw. No, give Malacia half the time you gave Shaw. Please, I beg. We gave Shaw 8 years. At least give Malacia more than 2 games. Man's just landed. Man's young, 23, in a new league, new manager, new country. Like, and he's actually done well. Take out these 2 games, he's actually played well. Let's not forget, I'm not Men in Black in the games before that, where defensively we've actually looked good. Does he need to do better going forward? Yes. But I like him from a defensive standpoint, which means I'd rather have to teach him how to attack rather than how to defend. I'd rather him not be great going forward offensively, but defensively is suspect. Defensively, I trust him.
And I swear Gordon plays off. Not sorry, just to add it. I swear Gordon plays off the right.
I think he can play both sides.
Okay.
Because I think he plays off the. I think it's Damari Gray off the left. Okay. But I think I've seen Gordon on both sides though, depending on what's going on. But yeah, like Malacia, he's not. I don't look and think, oh, Malacia is in the team, we're in trouble. Like, no. Like it's all. This is him getting acclimatized to the league. These games are good because he's going to learn from this. And if he's not good enough, you know what will happen? We'll sign a left back in the summer. That's what will happen. And I'm all for that. It's all about, can you hit the heights? Can you hit the levels? Not everyone's going to hit that level. But again, he could be a good squad player. He could be a good first teamer. So yeah, I'm not writing him off. Because what happens if we bring in Shaw and then Shaw has a bad game? Then what? Which could happen because we know that's in Luke Shaw's locker. So yeah, I would like to see Malacia, but I've said it, in the manager I trust. I'm back in Ten Hag. So wherever Ten Hag wants to roll with, I'm with. Yeah. I'm saying, and this sure might be a good attacking wise, but I don't trust him sprinting back and defending every game as I do Malacia. Emma, I'm with you.
Wow, Emma, I'm not even with you because you said Shaw's might be good attacking. He ain't good attacking wise. He ain't good attacking wise, man. This guy doesn't go to the byline and whip in a decent cross. We've seen it for years. The guy only has 5 assists. I think it's less than 5.
Yeah, we got to run the tape back on some of them assists now that I think about what they've been doing assist-wise.
What I would say is the reason where I agree with Emma is more the latter part in terms of I trust Malacia defensively. Yeah, we got done by City, but City are arguably they're the best team in the league and arguably the best team in Europe. Like, and have the cheat code in Haaland. Like, they're gonna do that time. We've seen it. Most teams. You know what I'm saying they do, like, that's just them. So, like I said, that's a learning curve for him. And I like Malacia's profile. Like, I'm saying his profile, I'm not saying he's as good as ever people, but I'm saying his profile reminds me of ever, which I like.
Absolutely, technically.
There's something to work with. Like, we are not the finished article, people. We're not. Like, Ten Hag's still learning on the job. He's still learning. He's still not got all the answers. He legit doesn't. And even though all the players, but I like what I'm seeing. I'm like, the sky's not falling, people. I like the improvements. Even if we were to draw against Everton, it's not the end of the world. Would I be disappointed? Yes. But is it the end of the world? No. We're still roundabouts in the league where we should be. We've won 2 out of our 3 in the Europa League group. We'll get through that. Touch wood. You know what I'm saying? That no more of our players get injured and our players stay fit because it's legit just Varane. And I don't think Varane is out. It's not major. So that's how I'm looking at him. And I like what I'm seeing. Like, so far this season, I'm liking it. Like, I seen someone was like, oh, what would you rate Ten Hag? It kind of went viral. It popped up on my timeline. It was like, oh, out of this season. Someone said a 5. I'd give him much higher than a 5. Considering the mess that he walked into. He's not had an average start. You therefore not had an average start. But
Ten Hag has had a start that I expected. There will be some, times where we mentioned that pick up the occasional L and the occasional embarrassment, but there's been some positive in him coming in. Look at that. Already showed the changes in terms of ruthlessness, cutting players out of the game. I mean, out the starting lineup, the way the team is slowly trying to improve the way they attack as well. That's been okay. There's times where we cried and said, Manchester United are playing ball for a good 20 minutes. We ain't seen that for a long time. So yeah, for people to say 5, it's because maybe their expectation is really high, or they just don't know football. They just think that the Manchester United can be resolved in 2 days or a day. It takes time, and this is a process. And I don't think some of these people understand that this is a process, because I do. I know that maybe in 2 seasons' time, maybe you'll probably see the Manchester United team that you expect from Eric Ten Hag.
Yeah,
it's all a process, babe. It's all a process.
I'm going to be much more critical of Ten Hag when he's had a season here and he brings in more of his players next summer, and then it's at 11 that's his signings. That's when I'm like, all right, we need to see better. But right now, I'm like, all right, the first 2 games I give you trying to figure out, you giving players enough rope to hang themselves. Smart, did what needed to be done. Went on the 4-game winning run. Sociedad game disappointing. City game disappointing. Other than that, it's like, you're going to have disappointing games. We're not one of the best teams in the league. We are not one of the 4 best teams in the league. And I judge us as such. We're a Europa League team. Currently, as constructed, Ivorian, we are a Europa League team. And you know how we're a Europa League team, people? Because we're in the fucking Europa League. That's how. People want Champions League football from a Europa League side. There's a reason we're in the Europa League. And if we were in the Champions League, we're also run. I don't want to be that. I want to be a worst case scenario dark horse. I just want to be in the Champions League to be. What's the point? You know what I'm saying? And then you get beat by Atletico Madrid, who are also runs. Just there making up the numbers. Man, I don't want to do that. Are we Arsenal? I'm saying. Arsenal in that competition for years, just making up numbers. Like, I'm not with that. At least give us a shot in the dark at winning the competition. And it currently is constructed, we're not a dark horse in the Champions League. Now, Europa League, we're one of the favorites. And that's where I've got the most faith. And that's where I'm saying we need to win that competition. I said this from the start of the season. I've been saying it I said it the whole summer. I'm saying it now. Win that competition. I don't care about the dropouts, which we'll get into as well. Because I was discussing this on Stats, Facts, and Vibes. I don't care if we finish second and get a Champions League side who drops out. and we're not favorites. Say we did get a Barca, but we'll discuss that in a sec. Emma says we need a right back to come in for the low this season. If Ten Hag is 100%, not like in Wan-Bissaka, or do we wait till next season to see where the loanies are at? I like to see a right back come in January, because you don't trust Wan-Bissaka. Like 110%. You don't trust Wan-Bissaka, we need a right back to rest. The Dalot can't play every game, and I like Dalot, but that's just unfair on him. Because then when we see his performances dip, people will be like, why are Dalot's performances? Because he's played 40 matches, that's why. And we're in February. That's why his performances have dipped. And he'll go to the World Cup. And if he continues playing at this form, he'll probably play games as well. So that's how I'm looking at it. Where else we are as well? Maverick says, do you have a minimum expectation next season? Next season? It depends. Maverick, it depends on what happens this season. There's various things. One, what happens this season. Two, incomings next summer and outgoings next summer. So if what happens, say we finish 5th or 6th and win the Europa League, we get rid of some of the players who we need to get rid of in the summer, and then bring in players in the summer. I'm looking at Champions League last stages. When I say last stages, I'm saying minimum quarterfinal. Proper assault on top 4. Like comfortably finishing the top 4 is what I'm saying. Comfortably finishing the top 4. That's what I would look at. But this all varies, because if we don't win the Europa League this season, our summer's not good, then that will change. But currently, as what I'm saying, if what happens this season is supposed to happen, that would be my expectations for next season. What are you saying, Eddie? Minimum expectation for next season.
Yeah, minimum next season, because I think we'll have more signings. Top 4 at the minimum, and trophies. Like, again, the thing with me is, I want the silverware. Give me the salsa cups. I need my chips with my dip. I'm talking about I need my chips with my dip. So that's all I'm looking at, bro. I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you.
Yeah.
All I'm caring about right now is trophies. We haven't seen it in like 6 years. That's it.
Yeah.
Top 4 for me is like, if I'm not, as long as I have European football, I'm fine. Europa, whatever. I need a competition to get a trophy. I could care less.
I know.
But I'm with you, because from what I've seen of these teams that might possibly drop out into the Europa League, I'm not scared at all. I have not been impressed by any third place team as it currently looks.
This is what I was saying. Like, I respect the teams, but people were like, why are you not fearful? Even if we're not, because we're not favorites against everybody who would drop down.
Yeah.
But I'm not scared. Respect, yes. I respect them teams
absolutely.
who are dropping down.
You have to respect them in the competition.
I'm not scared. People are scared. You know who I'm scared of? If we were to draw Real Madrid, that's when I'm shook.
That's it.
No, I'm saying, if we were to draw Manchester City, if we were to get a PSG, if we were to get a Bayern Munich, that's scary. I'm sorry, Barcelona to me is not scary. It's not. No. Lewandowski, yes, because he's the best player on the pitch. But scared, no. Respect, yes, because they can beat us over 2 legs. But I'm not scared, is what I'm saying. But go on, carry on, Eddie.
No, that's it. That's it. Like, my expectations every season is trophies. Every season. If fucking Mourinho can do what he did and get me 2, hey man, everybody else, that's the bar. During your tenure, I need at least 2. Ollie, Mr. Semi, that was apparent real quick. That was apparent real quick that he wasn't going to be that guy. That's why I wanted him out. Ten Hag, he got the trophies before he came through the United, so he knows what it takes to win what it really matters. And that's the thing. How these teams look right now, there's no reason we can't be in the mix for top 4 and the trophies, because Spurs are a shit side right now. Liverpool's a shit side right now. Arsenal is Arsenal, so we don't have to go there. Only Chelsea, again. Hey, man, they shooting more blanks than old dudes right about this time. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So if we keep it a buck, we are in a good position to be successful when we need to be successful, but it'll be on the players. Ten Hag can only do so much. I can give you the game. I can't. You can apply it. That's how it goes.
And to add to your point as well, Eddie, because you mentioned the trophies. That's why I said, because he said next season. I'm counting in the trophy this season because we need to win certain this season. That's why if we did it next season, as bad as it would be, I'd be like, all right, it's much tougher because we're going to be in the Champions League, which we won't win. Obviously, you got the FA Cup or League Cup, which which draw dependent, but they're 2 trophies you target, and we wouldn't win the Premier League. But I understand your point. Ivorian, what are you saying? Minimum expectation next season.
Next season, definitely. Like you said before, it depends on how Manchester United do this season. If Manchester United win the Europa League, let's hope they do. Touch wood as well. Get into the Champions League and possibly maybe not finish in the top 4. Then next season it's a top 4 finish for Manchester United to strengthen strengthen the team as well with the signing that comes in, and as well try and compete in the other domestic cup trophies, because we definitely know that next season Manchester United won't be a team equipped to challenge in the Champions League. We know that for sure.
Oh yeah, facts.
Facts. Challenge for the top 4, not challenge for the trophy, because I still feel like challenging for the league were about 2 seasons away, 6 more signings away as well. 6 quality signings that go straight into the first team away. So yeah, definitely next season, possibly a top 4 finish and another domestic cup. Well, let's do a Liverpool. Marcel, if you're still here, we want to do a Liverpool like we did last season.
100%. Like I say, both double this season
that's
and
good for us.
This season and next season, look at both the FA Cup and Carabao Cup. This season, I know Chelsea and City have drawn each other in the Carabao Cup in the next round. So one of them's going out. So that's what it is. It's all about favorable draws in those. And to raise point, he says, y'all should be trying to avoid the Champions League dropouts for as long as possible. So I think you should aim to win the group. I agree. We should definitely 110% aim to win the group, without doubt. However, and I'm with that. I'm bringing me the most favorable draws. Bring me Bodo Glint. Bring me Sheriff, Omonia, Ludogorets, Besiktas. Bring me all those teams. I don't care. Sell Vigos. Bring me those. Don't bring me. I don't want to play none of that. I don't want to play Barcelona or Inter Milan or Spurs if they drop down or Leverkusen. Like, no. Bring me the easiest draw possible. But I was just saying, if worst case scenario happened and Manchester United finish second, I don't think we will. I think we'll win the group. But let's say, hypothetically, Manchester United finish second. I'm 110% confident of beating whoever drops down. Barcelona are currently as constructed when you look at the groups, and obviously things can change. They're the best team dropping down. Are they favorites against us? Yes. Do they have the best player on the pitch over the 2 legs? Yes, Lewandowski. But can we beat them? Also, yes. If they drop down, whether it's Inter Milan or whether it's Ajax, we have the perfect manager to get past the Ajax. Whether it's the Spurs or Leverkusen or Marseille or whoever else may drop down from the Champions League. I'm not fearful of those teams. People are acting like a Real Madrid's dropping down. Like I said, if a Real Madrid was the problems, you know what I'm saying? Houston, we have a problem. I'm saying, word to Stephen A. Smith, ladies and gentlemen, we have problems. You know what I'm saying? There's no way around this. There's no way to sugarcoat this. We got major problems if that was to happen, but it's not going to. Well, again, this might be new. Like I said, people hearing me talk like this, I go back to it. I have faith in the manager we have. And I do rate some of the players we do have as well, because that squad is miles better. When you look at the last team that got beat in the final, look at that squad and look at the manager we had. We have a miles better manager now, and the team is much better than that team that got beat there by Villarreal. Go look at that squad, people, and look at the team we have now. The team we have now is much better. The manager we have now, universes apart. Not worlds apart, universes apart. Ten Hag and Oli is 2 completely different ends of the spectrum. Different ends of the universe. Like 100. So I said it from the start, even before Ten Hag went on this run. Europa League is what we should be targeting. We're good enough. We're one of the favorites. Even with the Champions League dropouts, we're still top 3, even if you put us 3. But that's my thoughts on it. Make sure you get the likes up. Don't forget to go subscribe to Ivorian's channel as well. Red United TV. Make sure you do that. Red United TV. Make sure you do that. Yeah, this is it. I'm not saying we unbeatable. Barcelona could do us.
Yeah.
If Lewandowski does a mazza, it's a wrap.
That's the only one I fear. That's the only one I fear.
And I fear him, even the team. It's him. Because I said it the entire run last season when people was talking about Real Madrid, and you had idiots like Ryan talking about Real Madrid ain't that good. Real Madrid might not be that good. But when they play Chelsea, when they play City, when they play Liverpool, what Real Madrid do have is the best player on the pitch over 180 minutes. And he can make the difference. And we've seen him make the difference, specifically against Chelsea and Manchester City. When you have a player the caliber of Karim Benzema, you can win any knockout time. You can win, and we see it. And when you have the player the caliber of Lewandowski, guess what? You can win any knockout tie because them man there are difference makers. Your Lewandowskis, your Benzemas, and Mbappe and Neymar. This is why I didn't want PSG last year. Them man there by Munich. You know what I'm saying? You got your Sanes, you got your like. You have players who, if they're on 10, good night. You know what I'm saying? As Nuruddin says, good night Vienna. Like they can put your lights out in an instant. To take it to boxing terms, it's like a Deontay Wilder right hand. I've watched Deontay Wilder fights. A man's lost every round. You know what I'm saying? It's 8 rounds into the fight, and he catches you with one right hand, and it show's over. That's Lewandowski. That's a Benzema. You know what I'm talking about, Eddie. You've seen Deontay Wilder fights.
Brother. I remember, I think he fought that bald brother. You ever put that bald brother?
Speaker. Yeah, I can't remember. I forgot. I'm messing up his name, but the southpaw who outboxed him for 8 rounds. And then Wilder hit him, and I thought he was dead.
Oh, I thought he was dead. Bro.
I thought he was dead. I swear down. I thought he was dead. The way he hit the deck, I'm glad he's okay.
Damn, I thought brother was dead.
I thought he was dead.
Oh,
but my man was posturing and posing and taunting Deontay Wilder, and he outboxed him. Wilder did not win a round.
That brother with the dreads, that Haitian brother with the dreads, who was talking.
Steven. Same shit. You know what I'm saying? Hey, big up Sid as well, man.
Shout out Sid, man. No.
But yeah, legit, that's what I'm at. Like I said, I don't know if this is new, maybe because it's coming from me, or rival fans is just hating, or United fan. Like, I'm just confident in our manager. I'd be confident in the manager.
Yeah,
I didn't rate the last guy. This is why I wasn't confident. Because the last guy was terrible. Like, I didn't trust him. I thought I could do his job. As poor as he was, I could do a poor job like that and get paid.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's Sir for sure, man. You know what I'm saying? Big up my guy.
He goes for a knockout show all the time.
Yeah, that's him. Don't forget as well, people, NFL Talks, 10:30 p.m. 10:30 p.m. NFL Talks on the Twitch, people. NFL Talks, the other football show. So Eddie, Surfer, Alam, Peter, Murtaza talking all things NFL. That's every Friday on the Sarcasm City TV Twitch. So download the Twitch app for free, sign up for free. The same way you watch and comment on YouTube, the exact same you watch and comment on Twitch, people. Also, you'll get a fan calling show immediately following that show as well. So probably be 12:30. You'll get a fan calling show, and that's open to everybody. By Ivorian, anything you want to add before we close out the stream?
Yes, big up to everyone as well that's tuning as well today, man. Even though you got 5C up in the comments, you know, it's still love. It's all love, you know. Do you get me? But if guys as well, what's coming up for me this week?
Yeah, let them know. Yeah, let them know what's coming up. Let them know what you got going on.
Watch along, of course, for Everton. I wanted to do the Liverpool versus Arsenal, but there's no way I can do a back-to-back stream while trying to do my match reaction and trying to do everything else. So definitely is when we're back again Monday. And Flawless, when are we back again? Is it Tuesday?
Yeah, back. No, because it's Champions League, so we'll be back Friday.
Back again. We all 3 of us are back again on Friday.
Yeah, Friday.
So yeah,
we're back Friday, people. 6:30 though. It won't be 7. We'll be back 6:30 p.m. at the regular time on the Friday, and that's the time for. So for people don't get confused, Fridays is on a normal week. It's Friday 6:30 p.m. myself and Eddie, and then Tuesdays 5:30 p.m. myself and Ivorian. But because of the Champions League, that's why we moved it to Friday, because Champions League, there's early games and stuff like that. So you get, you know what I'm saying? Avengers assemble on this show. You feel me? Yeah, go on, carry on, Ivorian.
But yeah, man, that's all I've got to say, man. Big up to everyone. It's always love, man. Watch yesterday's match reaction for the game against Omonia. Yeah, man. Bruv, it's Omonia, but I don't know why everyone keeps saying Omonia, bruv. I've never heard of this team.
This guy, I've never heard of him.
If you Google him on, you just Google, they don't even have the badge on Google.
Man had to what's it called, innit? Man had to search far and wide for the badge.
For the logo.
For the logo, for the thumbnail, even for the player as well. I was like, all right.
For the thumbnail. Oh my god. It was hard work for me too, bro. I understand.
I had to be like, yo, is this player even playing with them still? Like, all right. I just went, who scored their last goal in it? Who scored a goal in the group stages for him and typed in his name?
I couldn't
and did
even
that.
find a player with their current home kit, bro. I had to find with the away kit, the green, the
Yeah,
all
yeah,
green,
yeah,
and put it
yeah.
on my.
Check, you knowing, I didn't even know. I didn't know that you're better than me. I didn't know the difference between that home and away kit. You know what I'm saying?
I put up the sheriff. Did I not put up the sheriff one? I thought it was all the same.
Yeah, nah, that was me. Know what it was? I forgot to add it. You know what I'm saying? And that's all it is. I forgot to add it onto the StreamYard. But
That's what happens when you play in the Europa League, guys. You find it hard to do your thumbnails.
Yeah,
That
man.
Sheriff was hard.
The thing is, if it was a Premier League game, Eddie, you would have known the difference. If we were playing Everton and it was an Arsenal player, you're gonna go, "Oh, that's the wrong one." You none the wiser. No, leave it to
That shit was different.
You none the wiser.
That was different, man.
But yo, I've already let him know what else you got coming up. And like I said, subscribe to his channel. The link's in the title, Red United TV. Click on it and it'll take you straight to his YouTube page.
Yes, man. We back again. Monday, the catch up, the podcast, the weekly podcast for Red United TV with the guys as well. We're going to be dissecting the game against Everton and chopping it up, man. And then again, what do we have? Again, we're back again here on Friday and as well, we've got the Europa League again on Thursday. Watch along. So, yep, that's me.
There we go. Oh yeah, we got the return game against Omonia. Eddie, anything you want to add?
No, shout out to all y'all. Shout out to the broskies, man. I swear to God, this is my favorite shit on YouTube. Kicking it with y'all, talking about the squad. Shout out to the chat. Y'all were hella funny, hella engaged. I appreciate y'all. Again, we can just leave it at banter, people. It's not that deep. Shout out to Dundada. Shout out to Marcel. Y'all are more alike than y'all even know. So we'll just, we'll come mesh that fence back together. But shout out to El Jefe, always putting on some dope shit. Make sure you subscribe to Red United TV and make sure you go on my bro's Instagram. He be having some, he be having some of them ones, some of them all-stars. If y'all
on a Wednesday.
On a Wednesday, I leave it like every Wednesday.
You got support, man. You just supporting your fellow brother. You're supporting. Say, wait, I'm supporting, man. It's only right to support.
I go enter some DMs every now and again, but hey, shout out to my dog throwing the alley. We love to see it. We love to see it. But yeah, appreciate y'all, man. Y'all come back 2:30 on the Twitch. NFL talks with the boys again, and that's it, man. That's
2:30 PST time, people.
Oh yeah,
10:30 UK time. We let them know because we might have people stateside be like, "What do you mean 10:30?" So yeah, 2:30 p.m. PST. 10:30 p.m. UK time, people.
There we go.
Make sure you log
PST,
in.
What's that? Pacific time.
Pacific.
Because I've got the ocean right there. The ocean right over there, man.
Oh, that's what it means.
Because I've done shows with Americans before. I know about like PST and EST and
there you go. Okay.
Because I've done shows with like one of the shows I've done in the past. One guy was on the East, one guy was on the West. So that's how I know about this stuff. You know what I'm saying, and figuring it out. I'm like, yo, this is hella confusing and that's crazy. Well, we move. But yeah, Eddie already mentioned it, NFL talks, and obviously you get the fan calling show as well. Please make sure you hit the like button on this video. And big up to everyone who's listening via audio as well. And subscribe to the channel, Sarcasm City TV. Make sure you hit the notification bell when you do so as well. And hit the notification bell for each individual video as well. Yeah, man, PST post social time. People think I'm being cocky. You know what I'm saying? No, people think I'm being cocky because I'm now backing my team. I don't think like I don't understand. Like this is me when I rate the team and rate the manager. It's like, yo, we moving to everybody. Everybody getting it. I'm not scared. I ain't scared of you motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry that I'm not afraid of Everton people. Yeah, we could lose, but I'm still not afraid. You know what I'm saying? And that you get into a fight, you're gonna get hit. That's what it is.
That's how it goes.
We're gonna get hit. Well, let's beat up Everton, innit? But shout out to Evertonians. I fucks with them, innit? You know what I'm saying? And I like them because they hit Liverpool too. But yeah, we're back, like I said. And then obviously Saturday, we've got the Chelsea versus Wolves game. Chelsea versus Wolves. That'll be the watch along 20 minutes before kickoff. We'll start at so like 2:40 p.m. UK time. And then what else we got on Saturday? Fan calling show as well. That'll be on the Twitch. And then Sunday, Stack Day, people. Stack Day on Sunday. So we got Arsenal versus Liverpool watch along, which will start again 20 minutes before kickoff. So that'll be like 3:40 p.m. Then immediately following that, straight into the Everton versus Manchester United watch along. Then at midnight, because it's Sunday, of course, you'll get the Sarcasm City Sports Q&A. So stack, people. Like I said, man, NBA starting soon as well. So the live streams ain't going to stop. We're already going live, innit? You're getting 3 streams today. You're getting 2 streams on Saturday, 3 streams on Sunday. And then we back at it from Monday all over again. But yeah, man, love to everyone that's locked in. And side note, get over to Big Six Bands because they got a lot going on in it. Big stream that's coming up. Shout out to my guy Monts. You know what I'm saying? I got to big up my guy Monts because he was on Troops' channel. And that's a big look. He was on Troops' channel for the preview. So make sure you head over to Troops' channel. Shout out to Troops as well. And go check out that preview. Months doing big things. And get over to Big Six Bands in 5 minutes. They're live in 5. They got big stuff going on in it. I'm going to be in the comments for that show. So head over to Big Six Bands. But love to everyone that's locked in. And this has been the ManDem United podcast live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube. Big up.